All right. So let's jump into this TikTok. I didn't get a chance to start you earlier like I normally like to, but we'll give it a minute or so, and then we'll hop into this here. So obviously, we had a crazy bump yesterday with the news, and just continued through, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that. Um, Just give it a minute in case people need to come on in. I'm going to shrink this up just a little bit and move this over just a little bit. That way I can get to it. Hope everybody, if you're on the East Coast side, hope everybody stayed safe, guys. That storm was pretty wild, but I was watching on the radar and it actually missed a lot of where we are. We got a lot of rain, but that was about it. Nothing too crazy, which is good. So let's talk about let's start off talking about our day yesterday. Actually, before I get started, let me pull this down. I didn't bring up my other TikTok, so that way I can see the comments. Mute that sound. Okay. All right, you guys are back now. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get back over to the charts here. So let's talk about our day yesterday. So yesterday, let's see. Let's find the market open here. Market open somewhere in here, right? So we had like 2 or 3 good plays in the room yesterday, and then we were just done, to be honest with you guys, because this right here was our best play in the room. It was absolutely a blast. We were in the room just kind of cheering it on. The live trader caught pretty much the whole drop. It was really cool. So market open, we have a rule: we don't trade the first 15 minutes. You can see that first 15 minutes, pushed us north, continue to push us north. You guys know that 451.59 or so it's that I've been calling that for a while, that's going to be a crazy resistance, and or could turn to a crazy support. And the reason why is if you go to that 1 hour, you can clearly see we had massive support, right? Just huge wicks off of it. But we also had pretty massive resistance off of it, right? On all of these other areas, right? So this one right here broke above it, but it lost it and just absolutely tanked. This one right here couldn't even touch it; it tanked, right? So it was a really pivotal area for the market. So let's talk about this. So the great thing about this was, if you look on it. I think I had it on regular hours. I just totally lost where I was. There it was. So the nice part is, in the room we were talking about it. It came up. We hit this rejection, came off. We hit this rejection, came off. Although we got this short call a little bit later, most of us actually entered this short right up here when we had this double top confirmation, and then it was so nuts. It just kept dropping, right? And so I don't normally do it till the end, but if I pivot to my live trader, if you guys remember the setting that we set, we actually said, hey, if we break above 450.85 and it comes back down, take that put, right? So you can see it did not take the put on the break up, came through, let it run, right? So it didn't burn the contract days, and it actually took the put right here, and it truly did not close, right, until it just absolutely fell to the floor. So it was a really great trade on the live trader for that side. So we not only got it on the live trader, but we actually live traded this on our other accounts. So this was just a massive trade. So then once we got into here, we all began to close it because looking at here, we have heavy support along here, we have heavy resistance along here. It's a pretty easy area that it's going to get somewhat of a bounce, right? And so we wanted to be careful of that. I did not take the call on this. We just let this bounce. I wanted to see what it would do. it started losing some steam. I was wondering if we were going to create a lower high here, but it could not break the 21 SMA like we talk about that we follow. And not only couldn't it break it, it just kept hitting it over and over and over and over and over and over. So we were kind of waiting for that to hit this rejection line again and break that 21 SMA. As it came across here, I took one more put within here, and then I had rode this back down to the 200 because I think I took it right somewhere in here, and so I didn't take profit there, let it go, and then I took profit somewhere in here. So that was kind of my plays yesterday on the for the regular hours. Now, kind of let's talk about where we're going for, or where we are now and where we're going. So you can see clearly we're up at 452. So we continued past that line. Now the key thing we talked about is we called this line perfectly because you can see resistance, lower high, right? But you had a higher low into that squeeze. You can see you have your pattern, right? So as the oscillations kind of shrunk, right, the breakout was kind of imminent. So we did have the breakout north. It came down, lost it. Now it's trying to fight this line. It held it as support, and then now we push back up. So where do we go from here? I believe we're going to retest this line again because we need to see that we can hold it as support. There's a chance we could go potentially higher, so we'll take a look at that on the 1 hour. But the moment here's the way I'm going to play today. You can see we have a little divergence going on too. The way I'm going to play today is if we open up below this 21 SMA, I'm going to wait for pump up rejections back down to the 200 EMA, down to this level. If I get that, I'll take my puts. I'm clear to do it because I got plenty of room to ride that down. Now, if we come back down here and we hit this and we get a nice bounce upward like this, right, then I'm okay with taking that call. But we could end up creating some form of a head and shoulder right here, which would take us into market open, right, to drop us back down. So a little bit of divergence popping up. We'll look on the higher time frames to see. Yeah, you can see the pullback. Look at 5 minute. We were in the overbought territory. We are red, meaning typically we're headed back down. This 21 SMA on the 5 minutes can be pretty critical again because it's a pretty it's like a $2 fall if it breaks that. But again, this line is going to be the line of the hour, as I call it, right? As long as we continue to hold support off of this line, the next move up is going to be pretty wild. But if we lose this line and we collapse back down to this 200 today, and we come in, look for this to act as resistance, and I would stay put on that because. So I'm going to keep mine fairly simple. If you're not able to read the candle patterns and stuff, if you're above 451.57, I would take calls, but I would do it off of supports. If you're below it, I would take puts, but I would just be cautious of things like the 5 minute 200, or let's see where the 15 minute. Yeah, so the 15 minute 200 is pretty far down, 447. So that's going to be a pivotal thing to look for, right? Because it's going to determine if we're going up or if we're going down. Is right on this line. So I'm going to watch that really close. So let's look at the 1 hour. So the 1 hour nailed it on this long call. So we did get the long call, did well on the short, did well on the long. The 1 hour does a really good job on the direction. Every now and then you get some sideways trading, right, where you have to use your rules. But for the most part, I mean, it does really well on capturing direction on that. So it did really well on the long call there. Even on the 1 hour, you have some slight bearish divergence as we're starting to lose some steam here on the RSI, but we're gaining up here. So, but it is the 1 hour, right? So that could take some time to play out. So just be cautious on that one. Let's look at a few other things here. It's interesting here because on the 1 hour you got this double bottom, right, with the higher low, and you have the neckline right here at the 446. So it could even be a longer play today and tomorrow to break back down to retest this right here. And if we test that as support, the next move north is going to be just explosive. So that's definitely something to watch. Let's talk about how high we can go. So you can see this rejection here clearly was based off of this rejection there. So I'm going to just mark that since we're kind of in that new zone. I'm going to change these. I don't like them red because I have red on the other indicators. So I'm going to, because they're so close. I do red usually like when it's farther away. This one I'm going to, we'll change. I just like using yellow. I mean, I can tell if we're above it, it's going to be support. If it's below it, it's going to be resistance. So it's pretty easy. So let's talk now about the higher high that we have. Let's go to the daily. So this is what I have drawn yesterday. I think I did it yesterday or the day before. Take this peak and then take this peak of July 26 and just draw that out, because that's likely where the next like big rejection is going to be, where you'd want to take that longer day put. Oop. Trying to stretch it. All right. Yeah. So let's go back to the 1 hour here. So we have this rejection point here. This could be a pretty good resistance, which could be enough to pull us back to retest, like we talked about. And this may all happen before pre-market, right? This would also be the next level that I would look for. We need to pump past to hold as support. If we hold this one as support, I just don't see a lot holding it until we get up to here. Yeah, I just don't see a lot holding it. I feel like this line moved on me. Let me look at it again. Let's pull it back. Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. It's because I'm going to the daily, so the daily picks up a little extra movement. Let's lower this down because I watched the 1 hour anyways. Let's get it on that peak. And if it goes past it, it goes past it, right? But I'd rather have a little lower on the resistance level. So I want it touching this right here. So I'm going to lock this. Let's make it like a teal. Let's lock it. We'll make it a little thicker so we know what it is. So that would give it a lower high from here. Now here's the thing is, guys, everybody's calling for a higher high in the SPY. It is extremely possible, right? I mean, we're not real far from it, because if you take the daily, right, you're talking 480. I mean, that's $30, which, you think about it, man, that's a lot of money, right? But, or a lot of movement. But I mean, look at how much we've gone up in a matter of, like a month. So it is possible. Now, me personally, in order for me to continue to believe that we might have that opportunity, I have to see that higher high. And so this resistance line rejection would not be good at convincing me with that. And that's why I want to mark that, because if we create a lower high here and we come all the way back down and we create a lower low here, then it's losing steam. However, if we explode through this due to some news and we hold support and we explode and we create a higher high, I was looking at this, then I'd be convinced, right? I mean, that you have a two peak like this. I don't know. It would take some time for me to believe that that's going to hit up there. But if we do break above here, right, that's very, very possible. So, but that's so far potentially down the line. I think at least a month away, a few weeks of that. But it's got a tough road to climb, to get up there. So whether you're on the call side or you're on the put side, I mean, you can do really well. You just need to play your range. So I'm not going to jump too much into the stocks today, guys. If you guys have a special request, let me know. But other than that, I'm just going to stick on the SPY, stick on the Dixie, and then jump into my live trader. So I'm looking at the Dixie here. So we did get that rejection we talked about. The Dixie, what's interesting is the Dixie actually found support, but yet we didn't really get a lot of pullback, right? So I'm more interested in this line here at first, right? Because this was our kind of downtrend. I would have liked for me to believe that it's going to explode through here, I would have liked to have this hold as support, but it actually broke it. It did reclaim it, so let's see if it can hold it as support. If it does, we might see a breakthrough here. If we do see a breakthrough here, it'll likely get a big explosion up, hold support here, and then come retest this line here. So you could probably just make a mark there. Again, if you're new, it's important to watch the Dixie because Dixie goes up, mark goes down. So you do have kind of a shoulder looking formation going on here. So the second thing I would watch for the Dixie would be just a little neckline like this. I'll just pull it like that. Let's put this, I don't like to use my diagonals as yellow usually. I don't know. I'm going to change these to white. This is my OCD kicks in. All right. I'm going to go ahead and we'll stop that one. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to watch on the Dixie. The VIX is coming into some support. You can see by our zone tracker here. It's got a little bit of room to go down for sure. So that could be our little bit of room to go up. But it's getting close to a bounce area. So just be really careful. Bitcoin, we'll talk briefly about, but it's not really doing a lot. I mean, like we talked about yesterday, we had our rejection. I had said watch this 21 SMA. If we stay below that, I would stay short. If we get back above it, you could try to ride it long. We did stay below it pretty much all day. It did have a wick above it, but it instantly rejected, and then now we're back right, like literally at it. Not really a great time to enter, guys. If you're looking to enter a call, I get the options and the futures mixed. If you're looking to take a long on Bitcoin, you can take something like the 15-minute, and you can see right here, right? This is going to be the area like that you're going to want, because it's like the 200 EMA is right here, and if you get a rejection off of this and you come down and take your hold your support, you could take the call, right? If you flip this 15-minute 200 EMA, then you're going to want to stay short. So I would watch probably the 15-minute on my BTC. So let's talk about Live Trader. My Live Trader ended up taking 2 trades. We did take a put here. And then after this put, I did not want to re-enter this level exactly, which is right there. Which is a good call, because otherwise it would have put my put right there. Right? It would have got out potentially down here, but I would have burned a lot of time. The purpose, guys, with Live Trader is not to you really don't want to be in a trade very long. You want to set your settings in a way that either it doesn't hit and you never enter a trade, or it hits and you get out fairly quick, right? That's what you want. And that's like this. We went directly into profit. This one we almost did. It needed a little more juice, right, before it went into profit here. But it was really close. You want these tight, because then you're not burning that theta, right? And so we did good. We had two trades yesterday. I did set a call as well, but you can see that through the market it didn't hit my call range. I did not have an upper call, which wouldn't have hit anyways at the time, because it didn't get up that high, and we never fell low enough for my lower call. So my call I had set at 448. We ended up getting to 448.80, so I was a little bit off on that. So yep. So let's talk about where to go from here. So I still have I don't need this one anymore, because this one did get out. I still have this other one that's still in there. So we are going to, let's mute the calls. And those are my last 2 puts. That is not the one that I wanted. Sorry, I'm just, I think it's this one. Okay. So let's talk about the range. We got about 10 minutes on where we're at. We can see we're up to 452 now. So like we were talking about earlier, that 451 is going to be, it's going to be crucial, right? We can set we know that we're above here. We're more like up here. Looking at this, something around this level for me, we can delete these lines. Something around this level for me would be a good rejection point, where I'd be comfortable taking that put. So I would probably, I'm gonna normally if I take this one, I want to come down a little bit, right? Which is literally like right where we are. The concept of the live trader is not really to take a put right where we are, right? Unless you think that it's going to reject like instantly, which it could. But I like to give it some room. So I'm going to take it off of this other one up here. And so that's 443.52. So let's go back down and let's do like maybe 442.90 would be our first put. So we're going to leave that one alone. So we're going to do 442.90 or what? 452.90. We'll do the one trade only. We'll set this for today. 930 is fine. 930 is fine. Now remember, I had somebody miss out on a lot of trades yesterday because their tasty trade rejected and they were concerned about that. And so we looked through it and we found out that they had the wrong amount of days. Remember, options is not futures for like crypto, right, or anything crypto, because crypto trades 24/7. You can just throw a trade in, doesn't matter. Options requires a specific amount of days. If you put a day in there that pushes you into a Saturday or a Sunday or even a holiday, right? We have a holiday Monday. It will not trade. It's going to reject the order. So you got to be really cautious. If you're not good at understanding the days or how many days contracts you should do, follow the huddle, follow me. If you want to do it on your own, just open up your tasty trade and click on trade and it shows you all the days right there. So we'll still do 5. It's fine. I've been trading my own on the side too, so this has just been kind of some extra, right? So it's just been good. I may bump this up later, but we'll keep it at 5. So put, we have all that, strike, DCA, and stop loss, so we're good. So we'll open that one up and we will add that. I'll just add the alert. All right, and then let's mute this one. Okay, so we have the pump up rejection. Now let's talk about the continuation. For me, I want to break that 451.50 that we talked about. 451.62. So plus I need to get below this 21. So it would have to break. I'll probably just say 450. Even 450 would probably be okay for me. All right, so let's set this one. So one day. So we're doing one day, 450. Strike, I'm just leaving the same. Okay, so we're good. So we'll set that one. And then now let's look at our calls. So our calls, we could potentially get a bounce off of that 450 or 451.50. Yeah, I'm okay doing something like that. So let's put it at like 451. Gosh, see, it's gonna be like 451.80. I don't like it that close on there, but I'm trying to look and see, guys. What I don't like about having it that close is we have bearish divergence and such coming through too. So that could break us through, push down. Let's put our first one up closer. So we have a continuation put on 450. We could do like 450, like 451 as a call, and then that way if it comes down and it hits off this 21, right, then that will break us back up, at least enough to get us into the profit. So we'll do one contract, 451. We're only doing 1 day, so 0.3 is fine. And that's it. Alright, so that's going to be our call. I'm still not going to set a continuation call, guys. If it continues to run, that's okay. I don't mind missing it, because I know the higher we run, the bigger the ride down is going to be. So, yep. So I think that's what I'm going to set today. So I have this one. This one's already still in play. This one and this one. So I always leave my indicator on. I manage them by muting them is all. So we'll go back to the one. Since we have a few minutes, let's just confirm everything. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Well, I think we're all set, guys. I know there was a big storm that came through, so if you guys are in that area at all, I'm sure many people are busy. I want to just kind of put a few minutes here to say, I hope you guys stay safe out there. Just be really careful. I used to work in industries that dealt with these kind of storms, and be really aware of your surroundings. You have power lines that could come down, trees, things like that. So flooded areas, just be safe out there. My advice to you is, if you have stuff to deal with, set the live trader and go deal with it. That's the purpose of the live trader, right? So you're still in the game. You don't get that fear of missing out, and you can go handle your business. So I know a lot of people have their kids home for school. I know mine's here. Like I said, just take care of what you need to take care of today. That's why we create these tools, so you don't have to sit here and watch the chart, right? So I may not leave the room open very long today. I have to take care of a few things, so I may open it up just briefly for some questions. I don't know that I'm going to live trade very much today, because I do have some stuff I got to take care of. But I will set, we have the live trader set, so that clears any fear of missing out. So, but I appreciate you guys' time, and I'll put out the room information here. Give me about maybe 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll put that out, and then I'll probably hang out for maybe an hour, something like that, and then take off. So, but I appreciate your guys' time. I'm gonna go ahead and end the room.